Hello everyone and welcome back to Joy's Creative Finger. This is the Jeffrey Williams household Let's Play Families. There is a spare room in this house. It's meant to be for the new arrival, but Chrissie is very early on in her stage in pregnancy, so the husband has gone ahead to create a gym out of the space. It is a source of contention and she's quite annoyed about that among a long list of things, but he's done it anyway. And here he is to get his morning workout done. Is that all you've got? Let's put him up on the bike here. It goes for 5 minutes. I do have another workout machine, but I got it off an Architect tab home, so it's not available in AR. That being said, I need to go and check on Chrissie, who is set to wake up any time now. And I want to catch her as she gets out of bed and stretches. So here we are in her room. Hi Chrissie, it's morning, and yes, your husband is back even though he didn't turn up last night. I can't wait to see how this turns out. But here she is in her nightgown, and it's just lovely to see this in this view the way it is. I'm just going to take her into her closet and have a proper look at the space. It's what I do anyway when I wake up in the morning. She's going to be going to a salon and a boutique today to get a haircut and wash. Maybe she needs more bags. How many bags does a woman need? And shoes from the top to the bottom. As I say, you don't have any male pieces in this collection, but I would say maybe the trainers are his and maybe the boots are the bottom, minus the heels. So let's get her to relieve herself, which is what you do first thing in the morning. And then she's going to have a bath. And I'm going to get her husband to also come in as well. And maybe they'll have it out here in this part of the house. An argument in the bathroom. Right. So I think she should wash her hands. I'm just going to get him to have a quick rinse. And then get her to wash her hands. And then just have them meet up in this space so that they can discuss the events of last night. And here he is just in time. Right, so you do realize that he is obviously having a separate life from his wife and family, and I need to get her to complain about his actions last night, not seeing him turn up for dinner without an explanation.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care one bit.
Can't get a word in. I can't take it anymore.
I've had it. He thinks it's funny.
I can't take it anymore.
There. Now she's had it out and he's had enough and he needs a minute. The tension has been released in some way, and I think she should just have a shower to cool down. Also, I think that her hormones have a lot to do with her reaction, although she's not overreacting if she was aware of what actually went on. He's basically said something to the tune of he lost track of time and he didn't know the exact thing to get or pick up, and the excuses just keep rolling off his tongue. Well, she is set and I need to get her to change into something befitting, something pretty, because she's going into town today to do some shopping. She is already dressed in one of the clothes from the last salon event we had. And it's quite a gorgeous piece, but I think she needs to just have a quick chat with him. Oh good, he's coming back in. This is good. I think he was coming to sit down on the ottoman, but she should be nice. They need to leave, well, at least go downstairs in the right spirits. They have a young son who probably overheard them through the walls, and they just need to sort of put a bow on it and put it over to the side so that they can have a meal. And you know, just be cordial and set out for the day. I think she's due for some retail therapy and some beauty therapy, so off she goes. Welcome to my downtown beauty center. You have seen this on the channel. I just recreated it in AR mode so that I can function. Let's get her to read a magazine, and in no time we shall meet the owner of this beautiful beauty center. It's also got a boutique attached to it, and that's the thing that's different with this build from the one that was on the channel. So what I've done is basically transform this room into a small boutique. You have to imagine that she sells unique things from, say, Paris or France or Venice, you know, just unique pieces. It's not a massive store, but it's high-end. And then I have moved the hair washing stations into this section here. You do realize we only get 6 Sims on these plots, so I've made it function adequately, and it's beautiful here. While on the other side we have the area where you can have your hair styled. So it's worked out brilliantly. And then of course we've got the barber shop upstairs and the apartment upstairs that belongs to the owner, and we're going to see her in a minute. But yeah, these are the actions that I've always wanted to see in this view, and I'm really chuffed to bits and so happy that I can see it this way, and it's fantastic. And you know, I'm not going to stay here forever chatting about that, because Chrissie does need to meet up with the owner, who's going to come down and get her sorted for the afternoon. Enter Lillian. Lillian Miles, yes, that is the blonde that you saw by the lake with her husband. But Chrissie has absolutely no idea who she is talking to, and neither does Lillian. So let's get started with the treatments for today. The first thing we're going to do is have Chrissie have a little haircut. So yeah, she's just gonna have a little trim, maybe a bit of color added, and guess what? I believe she's going to get a really good treatment from a professional hairstylist, never mind who she is. But this is the way life goes, and yeah, they're basically two girls that I think could be best friends. I mean, without the complication, I think they could absolutely get along as two good gal BFFs, and that's exactly what I'm going to do with the both of them. They're going to develop an amazing friendship, and you know, I think that Chrissie is going to find her a shoulder to cry on, or to lean on to tell stories and secrets about her life, and just to depend on in some way. We're going to see how this works out. But yes, the hair cutting looks quite extreme. But no, Chrissie is going to set out with her right length of hair. She's just having, in my opinion, her edges trimmed, and then she's going to have a good hair wash. But before we go to that, this is the barber shop upstairs, and you have seen this, as I say. If you've not watched my salon build online, then you should go and look at the salon. This is basically it, so you don't need a proper full tour. Through here you've got a gents bathroom, restroom, and then right upstairs is where we have the apartment for Lillian Miles, who lives here. And in that tour you would see that Lillian was the owner of this store. And I will have you know that Jeffrey has actually been up here. He has, as you know, intimate relations with Lillian, and Lillian has no idea that he's a married man. Jeffrey had come up here once to have his hair done at the barber's shop, and you know, ever so gradually he just had his emotions entangled with this beautiful lady, and it's been complicated ever since. This is basically the flat, and I'm just roaming around in there while we wait for Chrissie to get her hair done and washed. So it's a nice apartment. When you look at it in this way, it's quite sizable and it's quite elegant as well. So we are getting her hair now washed so we don't have any bits and pieces of hair flying around, and then she's going to have it back in her regular bun anyway. She's nice. We could be friends. And they will be friends. Lillian is endearing, she's very caring. Obviously she runs her business very well, and whoever comes in here feels that this is the one place to get taken care of in beauty treatment, and she could source the most beautiful clothing items for you at the boutique. And yeah, she does cater to the variety of women and men. Thing is, we wonder how she caters to the men, but she certainly caters to the little things that they need to thrive in the community. Now let me get her to attend to Chrissie and take payment. I find, it looks as though she went the other way because I came the other way. You know, we're like Sims in the game because doors open for us. I might be wrong, but she should have walked through me. But I'm going to get her to, take payment. Now with these desks, you act like you're serving the customer, but the customer doesn't interact with the desk, but they do with the boutique ones. Yeah. Right. Now it's time to say their goodbyes. They're going to be nice and just, chat to one another. I'm going to make sure that their friendship bar is full and they become very good close friends, and then we'll let the chips fall where they may, where I decide that they fall. But yeah, they do like each other, and they're getting along quite well. So a few high fives. Have a few high fives. It's almost that time of the day when Chrissie does need to get back home just in time to start dinner, and you can see that she is quite happy and a little bit refreshed. It's time to go home. So now we're back at home, and Dennis is having a fantastic time in front of the telly with his parents, obviously, but they're not really watching. They're busy chatting about their various activities during the course of their day. Chrissie is obviously much better, and Jeffrey is a lot more accommodating because this is basically how he wants it. He wants to eat his cake and have it. So, they're bantering away and doing much better than they did. But the thing is, we have Dennis, who is in some ways neglected because they're either arguing upstairs over one thing or the other. And if they're not arguing and they're having family time like this, then it's spending time making up for the lost time that they had spent arguing. But either way, they are in each other's company and they're having fun, so to say, and little Dennis here will take whatever he can get. But this is the thing, growing up, he will realize, or at least his actions will reflect that subconsciously his parents weren't really present. Children can see and they can feel the tension in the atmosphere without realizing it. Well, we'll see how this develops in their household. Thank you so much for watching. See you again soon. Bye.